There's all these things that we're good at that we didn't know we could monetize, and now you can monetize it.
Our story is more along, not only being friends, but our story has been part of the second act of being a physician, in the sense of, okay, you got your main thing here, whether you work for someone or whether you have your own practice. How do you add that extra stream of income, that extra revenue stream?
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened that I had a good friend who is very good in the financial industries, is a very good investor, and is someone who saw the vision to be able to do our second company. But I think that's the thing too, is that, you know, even whether you work for somebody or you have your own practice, how do you add that extra stream of income?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a big fan of having a side hustle, as everyone calls it, right? Having a side gig, having some mailbox money come in, right? Like you've got your job that you do every day, that you work and you pay the bills.
Right.
And now more than ever, everyone has the opportunity to do something you actually are passionate about or you're good at. I have a friend who, during the pandemic, because of like Etsy and these different avenues that are available, like she was making more money as, you know, making custom candles than she was at her real job. And so, you know, she was able to separate. So there's all these things that we're good at that we didn't know we could monetize, and now you can monetize it. So how did that journey happen with you guys? Like, what was, so the company you guys work on together is a company called Verdi. Tell me about how that started, how it's grown, and a little bit about how it works.
So it was very interesting from my side in that it actually started in the legal community, not the medicine community. Mm-hmm. You know, one of my last roles before I established my own private equity firm, which is called Solaris, in Puerto Rico, was a credit hedge fund based out of LA. And so I was originating direct loans to small businesses of all different types of industries. Mm-hmm. One of those loans happened to be in the litigation finance arena. And one of the first people I closed a transaction with was actually one of Darnell's classmates as well. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we provided him an $X million facility, which they immediately, you know, were able to have a portfolio acquired, and they were able to have some financial upside from that, and then started to be a partner with us on working these particular litigation finance cases, primarily in California and in Asia. Mm-hmm. And because of that success that he saw come to his classmate, who's a litigation lawyer by trade, he was like, well, have you ever thought about factoring or financing, providing working capital for the personal injury arena? And I said, yes. I don't like a lot of the guys because none of them have a background that makes any sense. I see a lot of guys doing things for basically to get bigger, but they don't really understand the underwriting. They don't understand the vertical of why the business exists. How does this help the lawyers have a better personal injury case? They don't understand any of that stuff. And so for that reason, I've not been able to find a transaction. Mm-hmm. And so I'll give it over to Donnell because he raised his hands. Well, I know those things.
Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want.
Yeah, that's right. If you don't make money, you make experience, right?
Yeah.
And, so rewind/fast forward, right? So Frank is out doing his thing. I go after residency and fellowship. I go and start a traditional pain management practice around 2011. I first get out in 2009 and work at a pain practice in South Carolina. I then started my own practice around 2011 with a guy I went to medical school with who subsequently left after 1 year. So around 2012, I had my own pain management practice. And this is traditional pain management, kind of at the build up to almost the apex of the opioid crisis, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I rented a space that was going up in rent every month. You know, I was doing procedures and seeing things that were being, the reimbursement was being decreased by normal insurance every year. And then I was in this kind of tough field of pain management where you're seeing patients and you're helping them get better. You're prescribing opioids, and you have to urine drug screen, and I was kicking almost a third of my patients out, and I just saw that the opioids weren't working at that time, like they were supposed to work at that time, and I wanted an exit. So lawyers started coming to me, or different people started sending me people who had been in auto accidents. And so I started seeing those clients, and I said, okay, I kind of like it, except I would have to wait like a year to get paid. Right. But what happened was I started using a factoring company myself, and it made sense. Oh, okay, I'm making money. I'm making pretty decent money doing this. But then I thought, okay, well, first of all, I thought, okay, I can see people who've been in auto accidents and maybe make this a career, so I don't have to prescribe opioids at this clip. So I first went into that, and then I subsequently communicated with Frank that says, okay, well, maybe if we get on this factoring side of the business as well, there might be some money in that. And so Frank had just did the deal, and I kind of convinced Frank to go in it with me. So he put some money in, and I put some money in, and we kind of started it. Mm-hmm. And, we'll get more into it, but, it's more not just it's not just a factoring company, but we're more or less a healthcare company.
Sure.
That is doing multiple different types of deals and not just factoring. Because, factoring is made to use temporarily until you don't need it anymore.
Well, it's really what you're saying, the business of medicine focused on personal injury.
Hey, thanks for watching The Merge. We've got a ton more stuff for you to watch on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere. Check us out.